I had this friend, and it was a guy. The reason I'm saying I was probably a bad friend because I'm a lady and I know the influence I can have on guys. I feel like I led him on, and he maybe had it in mind that we would become more than friends. And I knew that. I knew that's what he had in mind.
Yeah. What's up, everyone? We're back on the Pick and Chat podcast. We're here again, myself, Dennis, and Anabel. Yes, last week episode was just spicy. It was so spicy we could not put them on one episode. So we're having 2 episodes, and you should take it from there. We're still on friendships, how beneficial it could be, and how godly you should be when choosing your friends, and also how good of a friend you can be. And if you're the bad one, do not subscribe to our channel. All right, catch you on the episode.
Dennis, you always tell people not to subscribe to the channel. I had this friend, and it was a guy. The reason I'm saying I was probably a bad friend because I'm a lady and I know the influence I can have on guys. I feel like I led him on, and he maybe had it in mind that we would become more than friends. And I knew that. I knew that's what he had in mind. Yeah. And I didn't do anything about it. It kept going on. It kept going on. And it got to a point where I knew what he wanted. And I knew I couldn't give him that. I only wanted friendship. He had hopes that it would develop. I didn't want it to develop, and the friendship literally ceased.
Yeah.
From there, and I felt so bad because I knew that friendship could have carried on in a positive way if I had just been honest from the beginning and just been like, oh, especially when I noticed that this is a friend that wants things to develop. Yeah. I could have explained that actually, no, I don't think so. Oh. And I know that I played on his...
I feel bad for this guy.
I don't know how to say, but I played on his... I don't know whether to say innocence, or I played on his goodness. Yeah. And I feel so bad when I think about it sometimes because I lost a really good friend. Yeah. But at the same time, I hurt this person emotionally. Yeah. And it's not nice. Sometimes I say to myself, oh, I was younger, then it's fine. But I wasn't that young.
You could have done better.
I knew what I was doing. And I know it was quite selfish of me. And you know, sometimes in friendships, we can be really selfish. I've noticed that about me sometimes. And there's been situations where I've had to stop myself in saying certain things or doing certain things because I've realized that actually that will come across as very selfish. That's not what friends should do. And I've stopped myself. So yeah, I think I've been a bad friend in the past. Yeah.
All right. My wife is not my friend. Is your husband your friend?
Yeah, he is.
Unpack that.
He's one of my really good friends, actually.
Yeah.
Because we do a lot of things that friends do together. We hang out together, not because you can be married to someone, you live with a person, but that's all you do. You live with them.
Okay.
You don't go out with them. You don't have fun with them, but we do fun things together.
Okay.
One of my husband's favorite things to do is to eat. And to go out and eat. And that has become one of my favorite things to do as well. We go out and explore different restaurants together, and we have fun doing it. Sometimes we cook at home together and eat because it's something we both enjoy doing.
Yeah.
I have a different friendship with him though than, for example, I have with you. Or
that's what I was also going to say. Yeah.
Other friends, because there are times when I can stay on the phone for like over an hour talking to a friend. We don't stay on the phone talking for over. My husband and I don't stay on the phone talking for an hour.
You know, back then the talking stage you were.
Yeah, before we were married, we were. But now we don't do that because we talk all the time.
And that is some point I'm going to raise. You know, before you settle with a person, you are friends. When you settle, I'm not disputing anybody who is saying their partner is their friend or anything, or their spouse is a friend. But what I'm trying to say is sometimes for partners, for spouse or for couples, you need to see yourselves as husband and wife instead of friends. Because, you know, familiarity, brings a lot of content. And, you know, family is a bit structured. Yeah. It's very difficult to say with your friend, in the couch. I mean, see yourself as friends, which is, I mean, myself, I do more than friends do with my wife, but I just cease to see her as a friend because it wouldn't make me pay attention to her as a wife.
Okay.
You know, yeah.
Ooh,
and
okay.
So that's just an intentional thing. And mind you, for the act, what we do is more than friendship.
Yeah.
But for context, she is not my friend. Don't call me my friend. Call me my husband.
No, but obviously,
call me daddy. Oh, how do you say Zazie? Yeah. I mean, I like that. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, Zazie with a Z. Yeah, you are not my friend. Don't meet me in public and we go out and you want to talk to me like you talk to me at home just to share where yeah, this man that you respect. He's my friend. I'm not your friend. I'm your husband.
You know, someone I went to a church program some time ago, and someone I know was telling me that her parents, so her parents go to the same church together, and they went to meet the pastor. And her parents and a few other of the church members went to meet the pastor. And then she was like, when they got there, her dad was introducing everyone. And then when they got to her mom, her dad was like, oh yeah, she also goes to our church. And she was like, what's going on?
Like some bad person.
Like you introduce her as oh yeah, she also goes to our church. No?
Yeah.
Maybe they're friends. Maybe that's what they do.
So yeah, that's right.
It's cool for them.
It could be funny until you cross the borderline. And one thing is when you're not alert. Yeah, that's one thing. I figured out in paramilitary training, if you're not alert, you will lose talk. So they used to say Lima Tango, that is LT, and LT is lose talk. So when you're talking and somebody just say Lima Tango, they're just saying you are doing LT, and LT means you are loose talking. The more people see you as your friends, they start to, cross borders with what they can say to you. When I met your husband...
But isn't that a good thing? Isn't because then people will let their guard down around you.
It's a good thing until somebody cross the borderline. One thing is, when I met your husband, he was a total stranger to me. Oh, boss. Bro, the first time I met him, I called him boss. Now, of course, hey, cousin! I can just call him. I don't even care. I think yesterday I called him around 11. He's somebody's husband.
Yeah.
But I feel... because of the friendliness he's giving me.
Yeah.
You get it? You will never know the borderline. One day I'll call him at 1 a.m. He'll be like, don't you know I'm sleeping or, and... that's and it's good when it's good. But when somebody crosses the borderline, that is where you all feel like, we have boundaries. So
how is the border crossed when it comes to friendships?
It keeps going on and on until somebody would say stop. And that's why friends do have issues. Yeah. Friends can come to your home, they can go to your kitchen, that's cool. You feel like, okay, now they go up the stairs, that's cool. Now they have access to one room, that's cool. The next time, they would knock and enter your room. That's fine. The next time, they wouldn't knock. I mean, I'm just saying how people can really, go beyond borders. People are always trying borders. It's just like with anybody, with your spouse, with your friend, anybody. People always want to know what they can do that is okay for you or what is okay for you. So they'll keep doing things that are +1. And that's how it goes. Yeah. And that's why friends ever have issues, because when you meet a friend, you are strangers. You're always good. You're always polite. Then you're no longer polite. You talk anyhow to each of your friends. You talk anyhow. You go to places. Then the next time one would be like, no, I don't like this. I don't like that thing you did. And that's what happens. And that's the more reason why sometimes you have to be very intentional with ensuring boundaries when friends are concerned. And that is the reason why I would say couples should remain couples. I mean, they can do all the friendly stuff, but when it comes to what's really important, you are not friends. You are a man and a woman. You are husband and wife.
Right.
All right. So, are you open for more questions?
Why not?
Okay.
Sure.
This question should be very difficult for you to answer. I know you said it already. Do you have a best friend?
I don't know. I don't know whether I do or not, because people's definitions of best friends are quite different.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if I have a best friend or not. I have sisters, and for me,
you graduate them to sisters.
Yeah. I do that with friendship, especially all my female friends. I have sisters within my female friends that I know this person I can call on, this person I can rely on, this person I can have conversations with that I know will give me their honest advice or their honest opinion. And then I have friends. I have quite a lot of female friends that, these are the type of friends that I will meet every now and then at church, or we'll meet at church events, or we'll meet at weddings. Maybe we'll talk every now and then. But sisters are, for me, are a group of friends that I can call and so I had this dream, and we will stand on it and pray. Like, we will kabe together over the phone for like 5-10 minutes. Or like, if I'm going through something, I can call on this sister and speak to them about it, and know that I will get consoled. I can cry to a sister about something that maybe another friend may think, oh, that's not a big deal. So I don't know if I have a best friend, because maybe someone's definition of best friend can be someone that I go on holiday with every year.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't go on a holiday with someone that I call a sister. I don't remember the last time I went on holiday with a friend.
Yeah.
But this like, when I talk about sisters, I'm talking about people that I feel the relationships or the friendships develop in a way where I know years to come we will still be friends, even when things change. Because, as I was talking about earlier, seasons change. We tend to have more responsibilities as we grow. Different things happen, but those friendships are still intact because we have that understanding that it's not, the friendship is not tit for tat. So if it's your birthday this year, I didn't get you anything. So I'm also not going to get you anything. It doesn't work that way. But there are some friendships that can work. This person is my best friend, so I have to get her something. Even if I don't have money, I have to get her something. Yeah. So for me, I don't think I have a best friend, but those are the differences I put between friends and, I guess, really good friends. I don't know.
It's just like mine. I've not had best friends for two reasons. Because I have so many friends that are good to me that, it would be very unfair to pick one as my best friend. And again, people who were so good to me as friends already had best friends. I'll give you an example. So this friend I mentioned earlier on, Demo, when he was getting married, many people thought I was going to be the best man. But I knew I wasn't the best man.
Okay.
Because he also had another good friend called Norris, who is also now one of my top skankers.
Okay.
So if I need to also tell you who Norris has been to me, Norris Mineku, Cranton, Ofa, what this guy has been to me, you'll be like, why? Who are you? You have too many good friends. So Norris is a person that I met through Demo, and Norris was also just like Demo to me.
Okay.
Solid friends, good friends. I remember I left UK 2011, went to Ghana. Then Norris called me, Charlie Boga, Brafie. Then I went to Charlie Boga. I'll speak English. For the purpose of our listeners. What are you doing? What are you doing? Boga, you have to change levels. I'm like, no, I didn't have anything. I just came. I just have a few sets. I was like, okay, I'm coming. This guy went to his room and gave me pounds. How can you leave UK? Go to Ghana and your friend that is in Ghana will give you pounds to flex.
Wow.
Say, put this in your wallet. Do you know how much was it? It was £140, 2011.
Wow.
Yeah. This is podcast. I know what I'm talking about. Norris. And this is a friend who was introduced to me by Demo, who has been a great friend. So when I say I've had good friends, I mean it.
Yeah.
So when Demo was getting married, everybody would have thought, oh, Demo and Dennis, Koto, they are,
yeah.
But I knew I was on relegation. I know it was Norris. So when we went there, I took my suits. I just gave the gap. I gave the best man the gap. So I was the second best man. I was the best man. And that was it. You see, you should know your place in your friend's life. Demo knows what to come to me with. He knows what to go to Norris with.
Yeah.
When we all meet, we know how to hold each other's hands. And up to date, we've lived peacefully. And it is so good, friendship is so good that it gets so good when all of you can bring your friends on board.
Yeah.
Demo and Norris are so good to me. I went to them with Elom because they know, oh yeah, you've been speaking earlier of this Elom. And funny enough, Elom had attended school with them back then when they were kissing before they met me. And the four of us are like, I mean, we can just get on a call and talk about anything, and it is so peaceful. And I'm like, wow, so this is how good the world can be. When people are really open to hold hands with strangers and become brothers.
Yeah.
And it's been very positive for me. I will just ask you one question. I know our time is running up. I mean, we cannot leave here without talking about godly friendships. What's your take on godly friendships? I think I have had friends that did not have any purpose to be godly, but we ended up taking ourselves to church and we've lived well.
Yeah.
But to be strategic, especially if you were going to advise the Gen Zs, I mean, what would you tell them about the essence of godly friendship? Is it even important?
It's so important. Having friends that are godly, having friends that want to pursue Christ, having friends that want your relationship to be godly is really important. And for me, I've gotten to a stage in my life where a lot of my friends know God, and it helps the friendship a lot. Because one thing that you have to understand is when you have friends that know God as well, the mindset will be similar, especially around, things you can do together, how you're getting on in life. The advice you get from these friends will be sound, and it will not, the friendship will not just be based on feelings or this person is my friend and it's how I feel about them. It goes beyond that. And I think that's when you get to that place of having friends that are family, because your needs become their needs. They care about you. They pray for you. They dream about you. They have good thoughts for you. They can do things for you that they may not even do for themselves because they care about you so much. And that level of care and love doesn't just stem from anything. It comes from God. So godly friendships are the type of friendships that, will get you to a point where you pray and fast for the person because you know what your friend needs. I know that the businesses that Dennis is running, they are very important to me. They are not my businesses, but the businesses are important to me. So when I'm praying, I pray about Midland Dusters. I pray for your Airbnbs. I pray for all the businesses that I know Dennis owns, because when Dennis prospers,
that a circle.
It has a good impact on me as well. I want my friends to be doing well. And when you have godly friendships, that thing is there. When you have godly friendships, how everyone is doing is important to you. In that circle, you know that this person can't be left out. How this person is doing is important to everyone. So, we spend time praying about about each other, for each other. We spend time praying about things that are important, not things that are just you don't just do things anyhow in godly friendships. And I believe that it's also taken seriously. Godly friendships are taken more seriously, and we don't bicker over things that don't matter. I remember in high school, the last time I had a best friend was when I was in high school. And I remember we used to fight about the most silliest things, like things like, but why are you hanging out with that person? That person is not my friend, so why are they your friend? But you know what I mean?
Friends of friends.
Yeah. And even when we get older, when God is not the foundation of a friendship, the littlest thing will break up that relationship. But when God is the foundation of a friendship, you're able to hold on to that relationship, knowing that there is a purpose for it. When I was speaking earlier, when we were talking about the benefits of good friendships earlier, I mentioned about some of the things I've learned from my friend Goldust. If that friendship didn't have a godly foundation, I think I would have probably seen some of her traits as, what is this? Like, no, I can't be dealing with this. Or even sometimes when you're friends with someone, the way the person is, the devil can even use that to make you even annoyed of that person. That you can become annoyed of them because of how they are. But when friendships are godly, God is able to use us to positively impact our friendships, impact each other, help us to do things that if it was just you on your own, you wouldn't be able to do. So there are lots of benefits when it comes to having friends that are godly. There's also a difference between having good friends and having godly friends. A friend can be good, but then they are not helping you pursue purpose. They're not helping you know Christ more. They're not helping you in your relationship with God. And That's really important. When someone cares about you, who you are, your identity, they care about that as well. They help you be who you are. You know, there are some friends when you're around, when I'm around Dennis, I can be myself. Godly friendships play a huge part in that.
Yeah.
Because imagine you have a good friend, but all the time when you're around this good friend, they want you to smoke or they want you to do this. But they're good to you. Godly friendships are not just based on goodness.
It's about godliness.
It's about godliness.
Wow.
It's about holiness, about pursuing God together. Yeah, so I think they're really important. Yeah.
Okay, I think you're speaking from experience. You've had godly friends, and I would say yourself, you've been a godly friend. I mean, yourself and your husband. I mean, I've had introduction to places, as you know, that I think it's a very safe environment for me to grow, and I always give credit to you. I mean, first of all, and your good friend.
AKA my husband.
He's a member of our church. Another member of our church that is very good to you. I mean, your husband, who have really mentioned my name in places where they think I should also be part of. You know, one that I wouldn't mention on air that I am always happy about because I think it's godly and it's shaping myself and my family. So yes, I really side with what you're saying. But there is one thing that is going on that people don't like when they are the partner or the spouse of the other person.
Yeah.
But they are okay when it's them. People have female friends, people have male friends, they are okay. But when their partners, their spouses have male friends or female friends, it becomes a worry. So what is your take on a man having a best female friend? Have you had one? Not even a best, a close one.
No. It's a bit weird, isn't it? No. So what you're asking is it good for us to be friends with the opposite sex? Like to have best friends?
Good, or good sex. Friend,
Yeah. It depends. It depends on the situation. I'll use myself as an example. I'm a married woman, so I don't have male best friends. I don't have really good friends that are men.
Yeah.
Especially male friends that my husband don't know about. I find those type of friendships very strange. Especially if you're married.
Yeah.
Even if you're not married and you're in a relationship that is serious, because nowadays in the world that we live in, people can be in relationships that are not serious.
Oh, Baba, there's a man who who was trying to woo a lady, and the lady was asked him, "Are you married?" So, I'm married, but it's not serious. Yeah, so we not even have unserious marriage.
Unserious marriages, exactly. Yeah, so if you're in an unserious marriage or unserious relationship, that's a different case. But for me, I wouldn't advise it, and I don't have male good like friends,
close friends,
where
it
interferes with my marriage. And you know, people may disagree with me on this. Yeah, the motives we have when it comes to being friends with the opposite sex, we need to really look into that.
Yeah,
because when you're I'm a girl, I'm a lady. So when I'm friends with another female, there are lots of things that we'll do that we won't even consider.
Yeah,
but for example, our friendship, Dennis, there are clear boundaries in our friendship. There are things I would never say around you or do around you because you are a man and you are my friend. The things that I may probably not do or say around you, I will feel very comfortable doing them and saying them around my female friends. Do you get it? Yeah. And I know why I do that. It's because of the motive I have behind our friendship.
That I'm an opposite sex. Yeah,
yeah, you are a man.
True.
And that alone is enough boundary for me. And I feel that when people are friends with the opposite sex, they don't think about the motives behind those friendships.
Yeah,
it's really important. Even sometimes in spaces like church spaces or places where we would consider each other like brothers and sisters. Even there, sometimes certain boundaries are crossed. I'm like, why are you doing that? This person, fine, they're your friend, but this is a guy, this is a girl. There are clear things we shouldn't be doing. I remember when I first got married, it was a conversation I had to have with my husband a lot because he's a very friendly, bubbly person. And naturally, people like being around him, especially women.
Ladies like him.
Being around him. And I'm
not good at mentioning names.
I did not like it. Not because I was jealous or anything, but I felt that this was a new
Oh, that's borderline jealousy. It's jealousy. It's borderline.
Do you think? Maybe. Okay, I didn't see
it's
it
okay. It's
that
natural.
Way. That's fine.
It's good.
I didn't see it that way, but I felt that our relationship, our marriage was not being respected by some of his female friends.
Yeah.
And later on, I realized that it was because they didn't know.
They didn't know, yeah.
Not even in a bad way. They didn't know. Yeah. And with time, as some of these friends have gotten married themselves, as we've all matured, they've realized. And even me, there were certain friendships that, even though it wasn't with the opposite sex, but there were still certain friendships that I felt like now I need to kind of relax on those friendships. So we need to think about the motives behind friendships when it comes to the opposite sex.
Yeah.
And have it in mind that it plays a part.
Yeah.
The things you may do with Elom,
yeah,
you wouldn't be able to do it with a female
it's
friend.
True.
The things you talk about with Elom, you wouldn't be able to talk about it with a female friend. And that is fine. Though that there's a clear boundaries between that. Even the way you relate with your wife, you will not be able to relate the same way with Elom.
Yeah.
And it's okay. Yeah. She's a woman, he's a man. Yeah. Do you get so we need to think about those things in friendship. Sometimes people, no, it doesn't matter. You can be friends with anyone. No. The way I relate with my male friends really different.
Yeah. So I mean, just to reiterate, it is important for the opposite sex to know that being friends with the opposite sex has more boundaries than with the same sex.
Boundaries.
And of course, important. Yes, if you are in a relationship, a godly one, or if you're married, you should also make sure whatever friendship you are sharing with an opposite sex is respectable.
Yeah.
So far as your marriage or your relationship is concerned.
Yeah.
And that is very important. I think most of the time I would say that men really are at fault on this. Most of the time we're like, oh yeah, I don't care. There's nothing, but your spouse really thinks no, your relationship is not being respected.
Yeah.
So anytime that comes up, you have to pay attention to it, and that should be it. And like you said, it wouldn't be intentional. Yeah. It's just because both parties don't know, because people don't discuss it enough.
No.
To say that having an opposite sex friend is more difficult. You have to ensure more boundaries. Like you mentioned, I can have my male friends here. I can take off my shirt, but if I have my opposite a friend who is a female, I can't be free around them like that. Yeah, and they can also be so free around me. Yeah, unless of course you are unnecessarily crossing boundaries, which is still unhealthy because one thing leads to the other. I remember when I was young, my mom used to tell me, look, a man's friend is a man, a woman's friend is a woman. A woman cannot be friend with a man. And it didn't make sense at the time, but when you think about the risk, that's what they're trying to avoid. Yeah. It's just like preventing instead of caring. So, well, it's okay for you to have female friends or male friends, opposite sex friends, fair enough. But when you are in relationships or when you're married, make sure your marriage or your partnership is really respected. And that should be okay. Right, so let's go on then. Anabel, let me pose this question to you. Would you ever unfriend a friend just because your husband said he doesn't want you to be friends with them? Or would you unfriend a friend just because a friend you really don't want to lose, it's saying you can't be friends with that friend?
That's
so would you unfriend a friend because of someone?
I don't know. I've never really thought about it. No, to be honest, I haven't. But if my husband has an issue with a friend, I would want to know why. I would want to know what the issue is. We've actually had this before, where a friend of his, I didn't have a good.
Oh, so it was you.
I didn't have a good feeling about the person, okay. So we spoke about it, and I just advised him to pray about the person because I wasn't feeling too good in myself about it. I prayed about it as well, and to be honest with you, they are still friends, but it's one of those friendships where. Those type of background friendships. Yeah. The person is there, but they don't play such a huge role in our lives as they did anymore.
All right.
So I wouldn't necessarily go with the flow of, this person said I shouldn't be friends with you anymore, so I'm stopping friends with you. Because I'm a Christian, because I pray about everything, I would pray about it.
Yeah.
But if, let's say, my husband says, I don't want you to be friends with Dennis anymore, I would want to know why.
Yeah.
What's going on? Have you seen something? Have you heard anything?
Yeah.
Because maybe he may have had a dream about the person.
Yeah.
The person was killing me. The person was plotting against me. So it could be because of anything. So I would want to know why. And I may probably say to him, oh, can I pray about it as well? And see, I will make adjustments though. I would probably make adjustments based on what he says. If he's saying that this person shouldn't be your friend anymore, I'll probably pause on certain things I do with the person. For example, inviting the person to my house. Yes. I wouldn't do that anymore. But my husband lives there as well. And if he doesn't want this person to be my friend, I'm not going to invite the person into my house because it's not just my home, it's our home. Yeah. Whilst I pray about it, I think I would make certain adjustments and, intensively pray about it and ask God to help me make a decision. But I wouldn't just cut the person off. Okay. Just like that, because I think that would be a bit too much. But I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want someone to do that to me either. If your wife said that she didn't want you to be friends with me anymore, I wouldn't want you to just cut me off. Yeah,
that's true. Yeah.
So I wouldn't do that to someone.
It's true. But on a more serious note, it's a very complicated thing when you have the most important person in your life. Yeah. It could even be another friend. Yeah. And who you don't want to lose. And they're also saying, no, I cannot be friends with you. What's your friends with this other person? Yeah. Yeah. So that's the thing. So would you be a friend to your friend's enemy? Capital enemy. Would you be a friend to your friend's enemy?
That's, as you were talking, you said that I cannot be friends with you because you're friends with this person. Yeah. That's really important. And in some situations, I think that's okay.
Yeah. That's okay to be friends with your friend's enemy.
To not be friends with them. Yeah. Or
aside with you.
Yeah. Because there's been that I have friends and the type of friends that they have, they don't give me good vibes. So I'm not friends with them. But there's been some situations where I know I'll tell my friend, this person that you're associating with, I don't think is a good idea. And if you're going to be hanging out with them, I wouldn't want to be known as the friend of Dennis who's also friends with this, because that association also affects me, and I wouldn't want that. My image, the things that people say about me are quite important to me. So I wouldn't want to be associated with someone who doesn't have a good reputation.
That's legit. Yeah.
So if my friend is friends with someone who is a bit iffy, I would speak to my friend about it. If we have that type of relationship, I would speak to them about it and I would advise them to be mindful. If they're not listening, I would probably pull away a bit. And I've done that. I have friendships where, because of the people that they associate themselves with, the friendship hasn't developed to where it should have. And I'm okay with it because I don't want to be associated with certain people. Right. Those things are very important to me. Yeah.
I believe that if you have friends, try to encourage them, advise them, try to make them good person. If you're not the bad one, try to make them good as you think you are, or both of you should be. But in the midst of doing that, make sure everybody knows that these are your friends and they can be their enemies and they can be friends with you. If you take my friend as my enemy, I might necessarily not be your enemy, but we can be cool. Yeah. That is it. Yeah. Yeah. Great.
I think it's a good note to end.
Yeah, it's a good note to end.
I've really enjoyed this conversation.
Great. And this will be the first time I'm ending or introducing anything. So let me try if I can edit. Yes. So today has been very insightful. We spoke about friendship, myself and Anabel. It's been a good one. I think it's quite lengthy, not to bore you guys. So we might split this into 2 episodes. What do you think?
Yeah.
That'll be good. Just so you get your attention span and you can really take the points we discussed. We've been able to, bring your mind to, what friends means to us. You could relate to us anyway. And of course, how godly friendships could be and how beneficial it could be. Yes. If you have not subscribed, please do so. Yes, and please turn on the notification button. Go to YouTube, just follow, subscribe to us, to our channel, Pick and Chat Podcast. Go to Spotify, listen. Go to Apple Podcasts and listen. Download it and let's get it ongoing. Help us in the algorithms. Thank you so much for staying tuned to listen to us. We hope you are not bored. See you once again next week.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.